Hi guys! Welcome to the first official video of my channel. I'm so excited. Today we are going to go through the 2025 new releases that I am the most excited about. I gotta say, just I'm going to explain this at the beginning, that most of these are continuations to fantasy series that I am really excited about. Most of these fantasy sagas I haven't started because I like to binge read as many books as possible from the same saga. Makes sense, right? So even if some of these new releases aren't going to complete the saga, I think that this year is the year that I read all of these. I was just waiting for the next book to be out so I could read as many as possible. So they will be read the same month that the continuation is out. Makes sense, right? So this is my book journal, and I'm going to use it because I have here the pages of upcoming releases that I am excited about. And this is the first half and this is the second half of the year. And I'm going to use it to remember the dates, the titles, the authors, everything. I don't know how many books they are. Maybe I should have, let's count. Okay, these are the 25 books that are going to be released on 2025. Funny how that turned out. I didn't plan for it to be like the round number. Oh my god, I'm so excited that it is. Okay, so these are the 25 new releases of 2025. Amazing. I love that for me. So, right off the bat, January, the book that we all know is coming out, that we are all waiting for, on the 21st, Onyxstorm by Rebecca Yarros. There's nothing for me to say here that the rest of the world hasn't already said. I am so excited for it. I can't wait. I'm counting the days. And yeah, that's the only book that comes out in January, at least that I am interested in. And then in February, we have on the 11th the third book on the Emily Wilde saga. The third one is going to be called Emily Wilde Compendium of Lost Tales. And I haven't read the first two, as I explained before. Most of these that I'm going to tell you about, I haven't read the rest of the series. I am just waiting. But I have high hopes for this because I've heard that it's cozy fantasy, but with like a plot, and I don't know. I have high hopes for this one. And then on the 18th, the second book to the Crimson Moth duology is coming out. It's going to be called Rebel Witch, or at least that's the title that I could find on Goodreads, because the first one has two titles. I don't know if it's going to be the same with the second one. But yeah, Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli. That is the second book to the Crimson Moth, or The Heartless Hunter. Depends on where you live. And then in March, there are another two books coming out. The first is on the 18th, The Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm so excited for that one. I gotta confess though that I didn't read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, or however the snow book is called. Not because I don't want to, it's just that I didn't get around to it, and then the movie came out and I didn't watch it because I wanted to read the book, but I never got to it. And I think this is the best excuse that life could have given me to finally read Snow's book and then read Haymitch's book. I may even reread The Hunger Games. I don't know. Because, I don't know, is it as good as I remember it being? I'm kind of scared. Tell me, if you've reread The Hunger Games recently, being an adult, is it as good as I remember it being? I think it will be, but I'm kind of scared. So that's on the 18th of March. And then the 20th of March, something completely different, because Rina Kent is coming out with Kiss the Villain. This is going to be a new series, but it's related to the Legacy of Gods series. That's the God of Malice, God of whatever, those books. The main guy in this book, at least, is the brother of God of Malice, actually. So if you know Gareth and you are interested in his love story, that's coming out on the 20th of March. And I'm intrigued, I gotta say, because it's an romance, and the best book for me out of the Legacy of Gods series was God of Fury, which was another romance. So I don't know, I have high hopes for it. And that's March. April, we're going to be fed. April, May, and June. we are going to be so well fed those 3 months. I'm so excited for it. So we start April the 1st with Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I'm so excited for that one as well. I read Powerless last year. I waited till July, so Reckless was out. And I loved those books so much. Reckless was a little bit of a... It wasn't as highly rated for me as Powerless was. But I am still so excited for Fearless. Like the end of Reckless, I need to know how she's going to handle it. So yeah, really excited for that one. And then on the 8th, the Twisted Sisters are coming out with a new book for their latest series, which is called Sins of the Zodiac, and it's going to be called Ecofort. This is the second book to Never Keep, and this is all related to Zodiac Academy. I don't know how exactly, I didn't read Never Keep, and I don't think any characters from Zodiac appear in Never Keep. At least I didn't hear anybody that read the book talk about characters from Zodiac, so I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm going to wait till Ecofort is out to read Never Keep, because I'm gonna have to wait for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th book. I don't know how many books it's going to be, but I think I heard that at least 5, or they're planning on 5. I don't know if I dreamed that or if it's an actual piece of data that I have. But yeah, obviously I'm going to wait for Ecofort to be out to read Never Keep, and I am really excited because so far everything that I've read by them, I've devoured. And yeah, and then on the 8th as well, Kaylee Smith is releasing Enchantra, which is the second book to Phantasma that came out last year, and I haven't read that book, but they are standalones. Well, it's part of a series, but each of them can be read like as a standalones. So yeah, I think I'm going to save both Phantasma and Enchantra for the fall season. They give me fall vibes, so I'll probably read those somewhere in September, October, November. And then on the 22nd, Mother, Emily Henry, is releasing a new book, and it's called Great Big Beautiful Life, and I just can't wait. I think Funny Story, last year's book, is one of her best. With book lovers is up there for me. Like, yeah, those two, I couldn't tell you which one I like best. Maybe Book Lovers a little bit more, because it's one of the ones that got me into her. Like, it sealed the deal for me. I liked Beach Read, but when I read Book Lovers, I was like, yeah, Emily Henry really is going to be a top tier author, and so far I haven't been wrong. And that's April. But in May, it doesn't slow. Like, in May, we just keep having banger after banger. So we start the 13th with the 4th book in the House of Devils series, and this one is going to be called City of Smoke and Brimstone. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Help me. And yeah, again, haven't read any of the books, but I'm really excited to finally pick up this series. And then on the 13th as well, the second book to the how is it called? The Saga of the Unfated. Yeah. So the second book to that duology that is inspired on Norse mythology, I think. It's a fantasy romance duology inspired on Norse mythology. The second book is going to be called A Cursed Carved in Bone. The first one was Fate Inked in Blood. And yeah, again, really haven't read the first, but I'm really excited for the second to be out so I can finally read them. On the 20th, we have The Night and the Moth, a book by Rachel Gillick, who is the author of One Dark Window. And I think this duology is going to be related to One Dark Window somehow, not sure how. When I decide that I want to read a book, I try not to search for any information, because I kind of feel like everything's a spoiler. I'm that kind of person. So I'm really excited for that one, and I am going to read it when it comes out. And then on the 20th, we have Frederick Backman is releasing a new book called My Friends. Haven't read anything by him, but I've only heard amazing things. I do own A Man Called Off, and I plan on reading it soon. And I think I'm just going to fall in love with this type of reading from the quotes that I've seen on the internet. So I'm really excited for the new release. And then on the 27th, the 4th book in the Gods and Monsters series is going to be out. We don't have a title yet. The first one is The Book of Azrael, And I think this series is going to be either 5 or 6 books long. I think the author hasn't made a decision on that, but yeah, I'll read the 4 of them once the 4th is published. And then in June, if Emily Henry's Mother, then Taylor Jenkins Reid is also Mother, and she is releasing after, I don't know, 2-3 years of living as starved. She's finally releasing a new book called Atmosphere. It's about an astronaut. That's all I know, that's all I care about. Just like the fact that Taylor Jenkins Reid is on the title is enough for me to automatically buy the book and read the book. So yeah, the 3rd of June. Write it down in your calendars because it's an important date. And then on the 10th, the second book to Lights Out, Caught Up, is going to be released as well, by Navessa Allen. For me, Lights Out was a pleasant surprise, not gonna lie. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I think it's because I listened to the audiobook, and the audiobook is fucking great. You should listen to the audiobook of Lights Out if you haven't already. And yeah, so I have an open mind for Caught Up. I don't think I'm going to enjoy it as much as Lights Out because I did not vibe with the main guy from this book. He appears on the first. I don't know, but maybe, I don't know. Navessa Allen surprised me with Lights Out, so let's see with Caught Up what she does. And then on the 10th, B. Schwab is releasing a new book after, again, I don't know how long without publishing anything, or at least, I don't know, it's been a while since I've heard of new releases by her, and it's called Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. The only thing that I know is about 3 women in 3 different periods of time, and I don't know if it has something to do with vampires. I don't know. It's B. Schwab, so it's fantasy, and that's B. Schwab is all that I need to know. I've read a bunch of books by her, and I've always enjoyed them, so I'm really excited for that one as well. And then for the second half of the year, we start off July on the 22nd with a new book by Holly Jackson. This one's gonna be called Not Quite Dead Yet, and it's about a girl that somebody tries to murder her, I think. So she's going to try to solve her own murder before she dies. Something like that. And I think it just sounds amazing. So yeah. And then in August, the 4th book to the Legacy series by Melissa K. Rowridge. I don't know how to pronounce her surname, sorry. That one's gonna be out. The first one was called The Reigns of Shadow and Endings. In case that rings a bell, I've heard a lot of booktubers talk about this series, and I am intrigued. Yeah, so once the 4th is out, I'll probably binge read all 4 of them. And then on the 5th, what was that? And then on the 5th, the second book to the second duology in the Crowns of Nyaxia universe by Clarissa Broadbent is going to be released. The Crowns of Nyaxia is the Serpent and the Wings of Night duology, and that whole thing is going to be 3 duologies, sorry, so 6 books total, but divided in duologies. And so the second book for the second duology is called The Fallen and the Keys of Dusk. Nothing else to say. I haven't read the first of the second duology. I've read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, really enjoyed that one, and like the whole duology. And once 5th of August comes and the second one is out, I'm going to read the first of the second duology to read the second of the second duology. It's kind of confusing when I say it that way. But yeah, then I don't have any new releases for September, but in October, the second book to When the Moon Hatched is going to be released on the 7th, and it's going to be called The Ballad of Falling Dragons by Sarah A. Parker. Haven't read When the Moon Hatched again, but I am really excited for the second one. I don't know if this is going to be a duology or a trilogy, if you know, or I don't know how many books this is going to have, but if you know, leave it on the comments, please. And then on the 28th of October, the second book to The Blood of Hercules is going to be out. It's going to be called Bonds of Hercules. The actual duology is called Villains of the Lore, I believe, and the author is Jasmine Mas. And the only thing that I know about The Blood of Hercules is that it's reverse harem, and I like reverse harem. I'm not obsessed with it, but I don't mind it. Like, if it's there, I have a good time with it. But the thing that really sold me on this book is the quote where she's like, I stopped listening because a man was talking. And I think that's just amazing, precious, incredible, and I want to read that duology because of that. So, but yeah, I'll wait till October to read them. And then finally, the last new release I have here is in November. The second book, To Quicksilver by Clarice Kaylee Hart, is going to be released. There's not a title yet, not a cover, not anything, only the date, the 18th of November. Again, haven't read Quicksilver, but I'm really excited for the release, like about the release of the second one. So yeah, and then in December, I don't have anything written down that I'm interested in. Oh no, sorry. There are two more books. This was 23, and then release number 24 and release number 25 are two books that are supposed to be released this year, but they don't have a date yet. The first is the last book in the Red Rising universe by Pierce Brown. It's going to be called Red God, and I'm really excited for that one. I read the first trilogy at the end of last year, had a blast with it. Like, yeah, it's Game of Thrones in space. If that sounds interesting, run to the library, buy them, read them, or download them on your ebook like now and start reading them, because oh my god, was it amazing. And I've only read the first three. The first three do wrap up, so if you want to stop there, you could. I don't want to stop there, I want to read the rest, but I'm gonna wait till the fourth is like, well, technically the seventh, but the fourth of the second cycle. If I don't know, yeah, it's kind of weird to explain, but I hope it makes sense. So that's supposed to come out this year. And the other book that is supposed to come out this year, but I couldn't find a specific date, is Burn of the Everflame by Penco, I think it's the author. Again, haven't read The Spark of the Everflame or any of the others, but I am really excited for the fourth, so I can finally read them, because I've seen a lot of TikToks being like, if you read Throne of Glass and really liked it, you should read A Spark of the Everflame, and that's all anybody needs to say for me to sign off on that. So yeah, I think that's everything. That's the 25 books that I want to read in 2025. So yeah, hope you liked the video, and if you want to give it a like and subscribe, maybe, I don't know, that would help me. So yeah, bye!